Welcome back to Immortal Empires. Today we are playing some Kroq-Gar. Oh, the support on the first episode was amazing. Thank you guys. It's one of the best performing videos on the channel actually. In fact, I think it's ranking at #1. But enough of that, let's get into the video. Last episode we finally got all of our dinosaurs. Although we are on the brink of bankruptcy here. So what are we going to do with them? We're on good terms with Melwyn down here, I believe it is. So we need to go and deal with Feskit. I have a feeling he's going to take the cursed jungle back from us. That's fine. So let's go this way. And do we have any other lords or heroes? We disbanded them. So we already dealt with the army, that's good. When we have 48 gold, so nothing to do there. Let's go ahead and look at our diplomacy. We don't really want to be on good terms with the vampires. I don't think they fit within the great plan here. Let's see if we have anything else. We can almost get military access there with the Order of Lawmasters, and it's Teclis, sorry, not Melwyn. Teclis there. So, do we want military access with them? I'm not sure. That's something to think about in the future. But for now, let's go ahead to our next turn here. And we shall see what the Skaven decide to do. Settlement besieged. So they haven't attacked it yet, which is interesting. They're just sieging. Kroq-Gar should definitely be able to get there in 2 turns. Let's take a look at a few of our dinosaurs here. So we have a Carnosaur, armoured, armour piercing and anti-large. And then of course we also have our Stegodons that are armoured, armour piercing and causes terror. So the difference between these, they have similar leadership. The Carnosaur has much higher melee attack, also a bit higher melee defense, but the Stegodon does have higher charge bonus, both the same weapon strength there, so that should be fun to play with. I think we can reach Feskit next turn, there's no need to force march, so we will deal with that. We gained 48 gold on the end turn, we're very rich there. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy. Of course, because of our economy situation, there's not too much we can do right now. But with this army, we should be able to take plenty of settlements. So our economy will recover nicely. It's a bit of a gamble, but it should be okay. So let's go ahead and end the turn here. We have a fire in the Golden Tower. Oh gosh, the Lizardman pronunciation is gonna kill me by the time I finish this series. Akshi's Kiss has visited us. The settlement is ablaze. Your followers are flooding the crowded streets, trying to escape a horrible burning death. Buildings damaged. That sucks, because it's not like we have a lot of gold to repair. In fact, we're getting +0 gold per turn. We're exactly even, and of course, the Skaven are just outside of our movement range, I think. Yeah, there they go. So we're going to continue chasing them. At least they're not raiding us anymore, so we are getting some gold at least. Yeah, that's we're in a bit of a scary place actually. Can I repair this? It costs 20 gold to repair, so let's go ahead and repair this. And let's we can't repair this. Wait, if I don't repair this, can I repair this for 40 gold? I can. Because that's given us 300 income per turn. I think that's more important, right? Do damaged buildings still give us their benefits? I'm not sure. I think so, because otherwise we would be minus, right? But maybe it takes a turn to tick over. I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy. I don't think there's anything to be done here. Yeah, nothing here. So we will go ahead to our next turn. So the Skaven actually decide to attack us here. Now, whilst we could auto-resolve this, I think we're actually going to fight it manually. We're actually in the underway. Interesting. Because we need to take a look at our new dinosaurs. So what does this banner do? Passive ability, Hex in an area, -8 leadership. Now, if our Carnosaurs are going to be charging in like I plan, then I think we should put it on one of the Carnosaurs. Or maybe on one of the Stegodons. Let's put it on one of the Carnosaurs. There we go. I think that should work out. Which one has the better leadership? The Stegodon by 1. Actually, let's put it on a Stegodon, just because I think the Carnosaur might take more damage because it's bigger, right? From their missile unit. So let's go ahead and manually fight this one now. So here we go, our first manual battle of the episode here. I think it's our first manual battle with all our dinosaur units. Of course, summoning them last episode. The Skaven using a summon from below, but we dealt with them very quickly. If we move up the underway here, you can see our line of Stegodons storming into battle. Our Carnosaurs, obviously a bit extra movement speed, also charging in. And just behind here, we make use of our Cold One summon. So they should be able to do some nice damage to the Skaven before the rest of our forces arrive. As we see them chomping down on the rats. And in the distance here, we see our feral Carnosaurs charging in. Looking to chomp down. Whoa. What a move. That's more agility than I expected him to have for his size. And now we can also see our Stegodons charging into battle in the background. Don't they just look awesome? Oh, I think everyone as a kid had like a dinosaur toy and stuff, but it feels so much fun just playing with dinosaurs in Warhammer. I've never actually played Lizardmen before, so this is really fun for me. As we just see the Carnosaur jumping around and ripping the rats to pieces, chomping down there. The Stegodons also charging in. Of course, a bit slower moving, but still plenty of damage. As we're about to cast some magic as well. Oh no, it's a summon from the Skaven there. There we go. Sometimes the abilities look a bit similar. There's our bombardment spell. Our Skink Priest summoning some lightning and doing plenty of damage there. Loads of dead rats on the floor. Of course, our Cold Ones also littering the floor because they are a summoned unit. So they do not last forever. The Skaven now in retreat. The dinosaurs absolutely wrecking their leadership. If we look behind, we can see our other units storming into battle too. We've also got Kroq-Gar yet to have a mount, so a bit slower. Eventually he will also be on a Carnosaur. But as we look at the Skaven there, embracing some of our skink units. On the flank, we have our other Carnosaur dealing with a unit, as well as 2 Stegodons here, tying down these Spearmen. And the Spearmen, if we actually take a look at the Stegodon health, they really haven't taken a lot of damage from these Spearmen. So even though they are anti-large, it's not really helping them. And the Carnosaur charging in to help. And our Saurus units also there helping. Just look at the Carnosaur go. The other one also coming over. I'm getting some serious Jurassic Park vibes here. As we see the Stegodons doing their thing. A bit of friendly fire there from the Carnosaur, but that's okay. I don't think they actually deal damage. If we turn on the UI, we've essentially pushed the Skaven all the way back to the opposite end of the underway here. So some of them actually deciding to retreat off of the map. In fact, they do gain enough leadership to come back into battle. So we see our Stegodons shifting focus. There we go. We command them to attack the units because they aren't surrendering. And the enemy lord there, heavily damaged and also retreating. If we take a look back here, you can see some of our smaller units in battle, but being assisted by our dinosaurs. There we go, some friendly fire again. And another Cold One unit summoned in to deal with these Skaven. But they are retreating from battle. If we head on over here, we're now chasing down the enemy lord, it looks like it, with our Stegodons. Let's get a cinematic view of the magic. There we go, more lightning coming crashing in. Of course, that's the good thing about big single entities like this. You can attract loads of enemy units, and it makes it very easy to get kills with your casters. In the distance, we've got some more Stegodons. The enemy missiles coming in, but I don't think they're doing too much damage. Yeah, we're still very much at a good health pool here. So it looks like it should be a very easy victory. In fact, I think that's what the auto-resolve said, and I believe that's a victory. There we go, a decisive victory. The dinosaurs looking very strong there. There we go, a decisive victory there. The dinosaurs are absolutely insane, getting plenty of kills between them all. And now I know why I struggle against when playing against the Lizardmen as other races. That's just absolutely insane. We're going to have so much fun with these, I can already tell. But let's get back to the campaign map here. There we go. So 1.3k gold, that's actually super useful to us right now. And a massive 2.4k experience. And we did wipe out their entire army. I think that's because they attacked us. Let's see. So we could get some unit experience. So replenishment, we don't really need replenishment, really. Awesome gold. Now, gold is extremely useful for us right now. In fact, we're losing gold per turn somehow. But I really want to get that experience because the quicker we level up these dinosaurs, the better, right? So let's exterminate the enemy here. A tainted bounty. The delving of your industrious skinks brings to light an ancient metal ore. Could this substance have been brought to the world by the old ones themselves? When subjected to your advanced weaponsmithing process, When subjected to your advanced weaponsmithing process, the ore makes highly effective arrowheads and javelin points. That didn't make sense to me, but I get the gist of it. However, once you start to use them, some of your usually hardy Saurus warriors fall ill, raising questions over its safety and even whether it was planted deliberately by the enemies of the Great Plan. Will you continue to use it? So if we accept the gift, we get +1 scathe and corruption, but we get plus 25% ammunition and plus 20% missile strength. We're not really using missile units, so I think we actually just reject it. We don't want any of that scatheness.
The vortex has wrought devastation across the magics of the world, mighty lord. The lost wisdom of the old ones must be sought, if it is ever to be restored.
So a new quest there, and there is a dog barking in the background, so sorry if you guys can hear that. Hopefully the mic doesn't pick it up. So a new quest here. Win the following battle with Kroq-Gar's army. We look at the enemies. Oh, it's Dark Elves. But we should be able to take them on, right? Since the forked tongue comet was seen in the heavens, the power of Kroq-Gar's revered spear of Tlanxla has waned. This ancient Old One weapon must be restored to its former glory no matter the cost. Soon enough, the spear is bathed in the blood of untold foes, and the last defender is duly rewarded with a waking vision. Within the distant well of time, Tlanxla reaches through the barrier of eons, ready to touch his spear and reignite its faded flame. But others have heard the call of time sundering. Dark elf invaders curse their warm hearts, surrounded the world, thirsty to harness its boundless temporal power. They must be annihilated so that the spear may be reborn. 5k treasury. Oh, we really need that. We would also get some casualty replenishment, but most importantly, we would get the revered spear of Tlanxla. So +3 control for all provinces, very nice. +7 melee attack. Attacks cause discouraged effect, reducing leadership, also really nice. Enables magical attacks, +12% weapon strength, +12 bonus versus large, and +30 charge bonus. We might actually go ahead and do that now. And Kroq-Gar getting his cold one mount here. Sadly, we don't see it in the preview in the character screen. That would be quite fun. But yeah, Kroq-Gar getting his mount, and our skink priest there getting a new follower. +3% casualty replenishment rate for the Lord's army. So that's very nice. In fact, we do have some level ups as well. So Kroq-Gar gaining a level up. What were we doing here? He was leveling Saurus units, but we've already got dinosaurs now. Maybe we could improve the power of Kroq-Gar first. In fact, is there anything in here for dinosaurs as well? That's to do with skinks. That is cold ones. Croxigals. Feral Carnosaur and Dreadsaurian. And this is for Stegodon. There. So we have more Stegodons than Carnosaurs. Let's boost the Stegodons here. So +6% weapon strength. +4% missile strength. Wait, Stegodons... Wait, is it a Stegodon or a feral Stegodon though? It's a feral Stegodon. Do they still get the buff? So let's see, their weapon strength is 420. We'll do a little experimentation here. And it should be +6%. So if we get this, and then look at their weapon strength. It's 445. Okay, nice. So it still buffs them. That's good. Let's go ahead and give our skink priest a level up here. We're going to buff the Thunderbolt a little bit more. And our Scar veteran, let's go ahead and give him another rank in training, just so we can get these dinosaurs leveled up nice and quickly. Now, I think we should use up our movement to go towards the Temple of Skulls and then go ahead and do this quest battle. So let's move over here. I think we can still teleport, right? Let's go to the quest. There we go. If we teleport to this, I think we can win this. Oh, it gives us a Pyrrhic victory. We can win this, right? Well, we're gonna have our second manual battle of the episode. Let's do this. Here we go then for our first quest battle of the series. Of course, to get Kroq-Gar's legendary spear, as we see everyone deciding to charge towards the enemy. These units on the flank here that we can see here were actually hidden. There we go, we finally discovered them. So catching us off guard there on the flank. But if we go ahead and look at Kroq-Gar, he does now have a Cold One mount. So of course, able to move through the battlefield much faster as he goes charging towards the enemy front lines. We have our Stegodons just behind those, our Carnosaurs keeping up with Kroq-Gar there, and the enemy, that's an Arspeth unit, there we go, Shade unit, I think that's a Regiment of Renown there, not shooting at us, but they are moving towards their front lines, and some more hidden units over here. If we go towards the main force of the enemy, you can see we did summon some Cold Ones just to try and deal some damage to their artillery, but they lost leadership extremely quickly. So they weren't actually able to do much to the enemy artillery. In fact, I don't even think we destroyed a single piece of their equipment here. They still look to be all functioning. In fact, they are. But as we head on over here now, we're almost ready to engage in their front lines. Our Carnosaur already a bit bloody from taking enemy fire. As we see him charging, of course. The Dark Elves do have a Hydra, so the Carnosaurs, if they can get to the Hydra, we should be okay. But the Carnosaur here decided to take on this spear unit. As we go in for a little cinematic view here. Of course, the mass of these units and just the crowd control they can do, knocking down the enemy, is incredibly strong. But the Carnosaur taking a bit of damage there, so these Dread Spears doing a lot more damage than the Skaven Spear units in the previous battle. If we go over here, you can see that Hydra and Kroq-Gar was trying to reach the enemy lord, but now he's being tied down by infantry and cavalry units. So I don't think Kroq-Gar is going to be able to engage in melee with the enemy lord there. In the distance, we can see some enemy magic coming down, doing quite a bit of damage to us there. Their magic looks quite cool, and now we have some Stegodon units engaging these Zoram units. So I think that's a Regiment Renown of Witch Elves there. As we go in for a closer look, of course I don't think these have much chance of standing up to these Stegodons at all. They were sending in another unit there, but they hesitated. There we go. So getting some reinforcements too. But 4 Stegodons absolutely ripping apart these units as we just see them charge through their ranks. In the background, we can also see another Stegodon unit dealing with another unit of Witch Elves actually. And there's our Saurus Spear units coming to join the battle. So in the distance, we can see another Stegodon dealing with the enemy. A Saurus Spear unit assisting. The War Hydra there chomping down on a Carnosaur unit. Whoa, Battle of the Titans here. Who's winning? Our Carnosaur losing this actually. In fact, his leadership very low. So, of course, the Carnosaur do have anti-large, but their Hydra backed up by their spear units as we see a massive leap there. But it's hard for the Carnosaur to fight so many models when he's just by himself. We do see him trying his best though. And the enemy spear units now actually deciding to retreat for some reason. So that does even things, although our Carnosaur now retreating, his leadership too low. We do have our other Carnosaur over here. Luckily, it looks like we have managed to get rid of the enemy artillery for now, or at least tie them down. As you can see, dealing with this spear unit, although the enemy sending in their cavalry as well, which are also anti-large, I believe. Let's double check that one. Where are they? Cold One Knights, yeah, anti-large. So the Dark Elves having plenty of anti-large here. But the Carnosaur just jumping and tearing through the enemy lines. If we take a look around, you can see Stegodons, some Sour Spear units joined in the battle. Enemy magic firing off. My frame rate hurting a little there. The Hydra, wow, okay, it's Kroq-Gar fighting the Hydra one-on-one. How much health does this Hydra have now? They're actually very even, but the enemy Lord also coming out to help the Hydra. As we look at the difference here, of course, once Kroq-Gar gets access to his Carnosaur unit, he will be a massive force, but right now the size difference is too much, and I think their Hydra might actually be retreating here. In fact, yeah, we did break the enemy Hydra, so that's very good for us. As we look around though, we do have quite a few weakened units, like this Carnosaur, very low HP. Got 2k hit points there. At the very top, our balance of power is looking strong. This Carnosaur is even lower, 1.3k hit points there. As we go to take on the enemy spellcaster, they should be dealt with very quickly. And we actually killed the Hydra, as we can see it here. The enemy spellcaster trying to get away, but the Carnosaur not allowing that. And is she still alive? Just about. She is trying to retreat. How much hit points? 400. Wow. The Carnosaur doing massive damage there. It shouldn't be long before she is defeated for good. In fact, she's retreating from the battle here. 93 hit points left. And the Carnosaur seems to have shifted his focus, so she will live to fight another day. As we look around, the enemy seem to be retreating, actually. All of them seem to be retreating now. And that is a Pyrrhic victory there, so winning that first quest battle of the series. There we go, so it was indeed a Pyrrhic victory there. For a moment I thought we might lose one of our Carnosaurs, but luckily we didn't. Everyone getting plenty of kills there. But yeah, luckily we didn't lose any of our units. So now we have Kroq-Gar's unique weapon, which is really nice. So a really good start to the campaign here. We're getting quite powerful already. So let's head on back to the campaign map. So there we go. Wow. 3.2k gold and a massive 7k experience. That's huge, and we gained 3 rank ups for Kroq-Gar there. Now we could go ahead and get unit experience, but I think in this situation I actually do need the casualty replenishment. Actually it's not replenishing any of our dinos, so is it? No. So let's actually just go ahead and carry on with the unit experience here. There we go. And Kroq-Gar gaining another mount, so now we have his Horned One mount. Very nice. Our Scar Veteran there gaining access to his Cold One mount. And there we go, we have the Revered Spear of Tlanxler, and we should also get some casualty replenishment now. And we have a new Regiment of Renown unit, Cohort of Sotek, so red-crested skinks. Having survived the Skaven onslaught that destroyed their home, now they follow the Serpent God to the very end times if necessary. And of course we did complete that quest, so now plus 10% casualty replenishment rate for 2 turns does help out a little bit here. And yeah, the dinosaurs aren't getting any replenishment. This unit is not replenishing because this army is in foreign territory. Ah, there you go. That makes sense, doesn't it? Can we encamp? Oh, we can't. Oh, they need movement range. Ah, okay. I messed up a little bit there. Okay. But now we can get some level ups with Kroq-Gar. More importantly, we can get Destroy the Skaven. So, attribute immune to contact effects. Entities with this attribute ignore the effects of enemy contact effects such as poison. Okay, that's incredibly strong. And we also get plus 6 leadership when fighting against Skaven, the Lord's army, and plus 10% weapon strength when fighting against Skaven. So let's get Destroy the Skaven. 100% we want this one. Let's also see, what do we have up here? Spell resistance, leadership aura size plus 50%, and character's aura leadership effect. I think we will get that. just so our dinos have good leadership here. And we can get one of these. Okay, only one. So, what does this blessing? Unlocking this skill will lock... okay, yeah. So, plus 10% hit points, minus 1 construction time for province capital / settlement buildings, and plus 2% income from settlement buildings. That's faction wide as well. That seems very strong. This gives plus 10 armor and minus 20% upkeep for Saurus infantry and temple guard units. That would be so strong. But we have so many dinos. Maybe we could offload the dinos to another army. We'll see. Plus 5% Winds of Magic power reserve change when increasing. Plus 10% speed. Quite nice. And spell resistance. We can get plus 20% ambush success chance. Plus 20% income from post-battle loot. Plus 5 characters or a leadership effect. Don't think we'll go for that one. This one gives us plus 5 control for the local province. Plus 6% casualty replenishment for the Lord's army. And minus 3 corruption. And this one, minus 20% upkeep for Pterodon Riders, Ripidactyl Riders, Salamander Hunting Packs, Cold One, Ancient Salamanders, Stegodons, Bastillodons, Coatl, and Carnosaur units, as well as plus 6 leadership during ambushes and plus 5 leadership for Stegodon, Bastillodons, and Carnosaurs. Okay. Oh, that's hard. I feel like I want to go Blessing of Itzel. That upkeep would really help us now, but also the leadership as well. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do it. And then our Skink Priest here can get a level up. So let's see. Rolling Skies. Only affects enemies if they're flying, so I don't think I like that. We could get this one. Minus 24 melee attack and minus 30 armor. And then we can go ahead and get some evasion. There we go. Very nice. I just realised our Skink Priest can get an Ancient Stegodon, but I think we'll put them on a Pterodon mount, right? Because they're not very strong in battle anyway. Our Scar Veteran here, let's go ahead and give him weapon strength when fighting against Skaven. Oh, but this expands it. So we also get that weapon strength against Greenskin, Skaven, Dark Elves, Beastmen, Warriors of Chaos, Daemons of Chaos, and Norsca. So let's go ahead and get that. That seems very nice. And we could also get him some melee attack. His melee attack's quite low, only 36. So let's actually get some melee attack there. So plenty of stuff going on this turn. We could actually reach this settlement this turn now. Let's see what's hiding inside. Ah, no we can't. Okay. Wait, who's going there now? Oh, that's only if we force march. Okay, I see what's happening. But if we force march, we're going to be... yeah, we're going to be tired in battle. We're already damaged. I wonder, do I need to actually go and replenish? It's just Skaven, right? We could easily beat them with just these guys. But is it better safe than sorry? I do wonder. Our gold is kind of recovering now. Let's see. Let's upgrade this to tier 3. Wait. Let's build... so that's giving us growth. Oh wow, nice. This gives us income. So let's get this. Let's upgrade... we can't upgrade this. No, right. So let's upgrade this to tier 3. And then we could upgrade this as well to get some replenishment. But we're not going to be back here for a while. I do wonder... should I come back here to replenish and then take this? It would be the safer option, right? Depends if they have any armies. I think we took out their only army, actually. We'll just attack for temporal skulls next turn. I think we can safely take it. We can... we can also repair this building. So let's go ahead and do that. Very nice. We can check our diplomacy this turn. I don't think there's too much going on here, is there? Yeah, not too much going on here. So let's go ahead to turn 15 now. Great Incantation of Kassar performed. So that's to the north here, just past Skaven. And Arachnos have been obliterated. Brutish Overseer, the ferocious foreman of your login operation, has been applying the whip with unseemly zeal. Workers are vacating the camps en masse and timber production is dwindling, driving up the construction costs. So for 5 turns we have plus 15% construction cost for all buildings faction wide. Kinda sucks. And there was actually an enemy lord in here, but they did decide to retreat. And they're even taking attrition damage now, so I don't know what they're thinking. Let's go ahead and attack the Temple of Skulls. It's a Pyrrhic victory here. If we auto-resolve this, we lose a Stegodon unit. So we're gonna have to fight it manually. Let's go ahead and look at the terrain. I'm definitely not willing to lose a Stegodon unit. Maybe we could come up from the north here. So let's go ahead and get our third manual battle in for this episode, getting plenty of action. So here we go with a siege battle. You can see our units there charging into the gate as we get off a very nice magic cast there. Our skink priest doing plenty of damage as we look at the dead bodies of the rats that litter the floor. In fact, plenty of spear units that looks like as well, so that does help us. Back here you can see our Stegodon with Kroq-Gar and our melee units moving in towards the gate. So already down to 4k hit points. In the background there we see a summon from below, so trying to keep our damage units safe. But it looks like they will have to deal with some Skaven there. And our Stegodon and Carnosaur's actually rampaging. So that's not useful. There we go, as we see the enemy tower actually shooting them. So we're trying to keep them safe, but the Skaven managed to counter that somehow. And if we look in the distance, we have now broken the gate. We also summoned a unit of Cold Ones to try and deal with these Night Runners. Of course, Night Runners are really tedious and annoying to deal with. As we look at the Cold Ones there, chomping down on the rats. Of course, they don't last too long because they are a summoned unit. But it is free damage on the enemy. In fact, I think they're trying to retreat now, so no more chomping for them. Finally, we see Kroq-Gar marching through the gate, of course on his new mount now, I believe. As we see him, is that still a cold one? Actually, I think he's still on a cold one. Yeah, he's still on a cold one mount, there we go. Because I record these battles after the episode, sometimes it's a little bit confusing. As we see our Stegodons charge into battle. The enemy blood splashing everywhere. We should, of course, be able to easily handle all of these rats with these Stegodons. They deal with infantry very well here. As we see them just mow them down. It's incredible. They're not very fast units, but when they move, they do move with power. If we turn the UI back on there, Stegodon still very much in good health despite all of the enemy units. Kroq-Gar is a bit low health, so we'll see how he does. If we go back to the gate here, we do have a Stegodon unit as well as our Sourish units trying to take on these Skaven spears. We see one of the Sourish jumping into combat there. And we're finally decided to break through. So we're now able to move these units into the settlement as well. As we see another Cold One unit get summoned into the battle. And I think this will actually instantly rout the enemy. There we go. Instantly routing there. Of course, Skaven have very poor leadership. And we're buffing up Kroq-Gar there just to give him some melee defense. Make sure he stays alive. Our Skink Priest taking heavy damage. Also going in to join the combat as we see some magic cast off in the distance. But you do get the feeling that this should be over quite soon. The Skaven constantly routing. And we're not taking too much damage, to be fair, on our Stegodons. And here we see a new magical Stegodon. Able to become one with the cliff face there. Let's pretend we didn't see that. So we just see massive swings of the tail there. Huge bloodshed as we decide to charge into the cover of this little cavern here. Of course, the enemy towers can't reach us when we go for this flank, and another spell getting plenty of kills. In fact, if we can find our Skink Priest here, we should see how many kills he has so far. There we go, 205 kills. So doing very well there as we continue to push the Skaven into the cavern. Of course, the boundary of the map is here, so if they keep retreating, they will actually leave the battle, which is very nice. And of course, that protection from the enemy towers is really needed. And we're actually bringing in, if we look behind us, our Carnosaur here. So we finally join our damaged units into the battle. As we see the Carnosaur go charging in. So of course they are damaged, but because we're in the closing stages now, it should be okay to bring them in just for that little bit extra killing power. As we try and get him into the safety as well, so the tower stops focusing him. Moving up the hill, you could just see the Stegodons absolutely going for the Skaven there, and that is a decisive victory for us. The settlement is ours. There we have it, a decisive victory. So we didn't lose any of the units, which is very nice, like the auto results said that we would. Our Skink Priest there getting 200 kills, so doing very well with his bombardment magic there. But let's get back to the campaign map now. So 700 gold and 2.5k experience, very nice. Of course we will go ahead and occupy this, expanding our territory here. And a new weapon, Sword of Bloodshed, plus 12 melee attack and plus 6% weapon strength. We would definitely give that to our Scar Veteran. And our Skink Priest gaining a new follower, plus 15% campaign line of sight. That's quite cool there. So Kroq-Gar gaining a level up. What should we get him? What's this? Spell resistance? That could be good. However, I think we might keep going down his red tree, so let's buff our Stegodon units some more. In fact, it gives them some melee defense. Very nice. Our Skink Priest also getting a level up, so we can get plus 5 Winds of Magic power reserve capacity, minus 15% miscast base chance, or something like Chain Lightning. It's a vortex spell. Large, randomly moving area of effect, strong versus multiple units, good against armor. That could be important later on. So let's actually go ahead and unlock Chain Lightning. And then our Scar Veteran here. Let's see, missile resistance, spell resistance. Of course they are strong, but let's go ahead and give him some more melee attack. And if we go over here, we can actually give him the Sword of Bloodshed as well. So buffing him a little bit more. So how much melee attack now? 62 melee attack. So buffing that one up quite nicely. We are getting some replenishment now, which is also useful. The Temple of Skulls here. We don't need this building, so let's go ahead and demolish that. We will go down south. Yeah, they don't have a big army, but they are starting to recruit. So next turn we're going to have to start making our way south to deal with the Skaven there. But then we should have our second province under full control. We go back over here. We can upgrade our economy, so let's go ahead and do that. We're actually recovering really nicely now from that, getting those dinosaurs. So it did actually work out for the better, which is nice to see. Oh, we have dwarfs on our border. Interesting. So let's go ahead and check our diplomacy. Doesn't seem to be anything to be had right here. The Skaven want peace, but we're not going to give them that. So let's go ahead to turn 16 here. Luther demanding gold from us? Really? That's gonna be a big fat no. Ready for duty. So the lord we got with that dinosaur army is now ready for duty. We're not going to recruit him though, because we can't really afford it. New technology, plus 2 recruitment rank for skink units. Okay, so we can get some more technology. We're not really using skinks, but it's the only stuff we have unlocked. So let's go ahead and get the sequence of Saurus spawning. So plus 2 recruitment rank for Saurus units. That is a bit more useful there. Of course, I do want to use Saurus units eventually. So let's go and take Kroq-Gar down to the, let's see, the Serpent Coast here. Hopefully we can reach that next turn. Yeah, we can, because it's just showing red there. We're not actually getting, wow, we're getting very minor replenishment. But our Stegodons are pretty much all at full health. So that's the ones that deal with the infantry the most, I feel. So we should be okay there. We can get some buildings done. Where's this to? Ah yes, our capital. We could go ahead and build grazing pastures. So plus 30 growth and plus 4% casualty replenishment rate. Do we not get any trade resources? I don't think so. Pastures are rare places of peace for animals to graze, where farmers can tend to their herds and flocks. This may provide a unique building chain. The growth is really cool, but our gold isn't too bad right now, actually. So let's go ahead and build that. It would be nice to get some growth going in the Kingdom of Beasts. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy here. Nothing to be had. I find it very interesting that Luther declared war. I don't think he's going to sail all the way over here and threaten us. Yeah, we're quite a way away from him, so interesting to see why he declared war. But let's go ahead to our next turn here. The Skaven asking for a peace treaty for 380 gold. I don't think that's going to work out there, Feskit. Master Mason, a reputed skink artisan, has been dispatched to oversee construction work throughout your provinces. His guidance has highlighted where efficiency is lacking and savings may be made. Building construction costs have now decreased faction-wide, so minus 15% construction cost for all buildings faction-wide. That's quite nice. Does that cancel out? Yeah, we also have plus 15%, so we actually only get that benefit for one turn because they cancel each other out for 3 turns, so that's kind of interesting. The Right of Primeval Glory there. Oh, we lose this ability soon. Ah, that's how we got that ability. Okay. We can get a Slam Mage Priest also. Maybe we will think about that between now and the next episode though, because sadly that's all I have time for today. So if we zoom out here, we did gain some more territory. We pushed back the Skaven. Luckily, recruiting those dinosaurs almost bankrupted us, but we have recovered. And we should have quite a nice time now marching our army across the lands here. But thank you for the support on the first video. Hopefully you enjoyed the second video in this series as well. But for now, that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow with an episode. Thank you for watching.